Alright, time to continue the excursion in Canada.
Random acts of violence
Oh no.
like weeds, and the northern lights, well,
Yeah, good lord, what is happening in there?
One night they'd be brighter than ever, and the next, gone.
Oh no, actually they removed the northern lights, so maybe Seymour was onto something.
Bison and his mysterious partner Arpeggio. Somehow,
He somehow managed to get yellow
tracking the
stuff
source of the
into his kit.
disturbance was easy. By simply following the lights, we were led north to an immense lumber camp.
Yeah, this is the PSA episode, by the way. Basically, don't deforest Canada.
Every day is a school day.
Yes.
The claws of Clockwerk.
And John Bison has decided to mount them on his personal staff, so it's gonna be a bit tricky getting them from him.
Those talons have got to go. Both to finally do away with Clockwerk and to save the environment from his twisted sense of progress.
That's right, we're the good guys. We care about the environment.
Subtlety be damned. Sly Cooper and the gang in Menace from the North A.
I thought I was gonna say, don't chop the trees.
Save the trees, A.
Let's just be glad. You know, guys, this is what Persona 5 was missing. A blatant PSA about how politicians are working with corrupt government agents to ruin the environment.
So Captain Planet, basically.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Joe, the game already had enough of that. What are you talking about?
well, at the very least, we should be at the very least thankful that Sly Cooper's not going to tackle AIDS. So. No, I'm serious. Captain Planet took on AIDS, Shiro. I'm not even kidding, actually. I'm not kidding.
There was an AIDS episode.
And there was also an episode on gang violence, because, you know, you want a Ted Turner cartoon to tackle that.
Was this in, like, the 80s or something?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
How did you guess? Anyway, the usual. Do some photos at first so that the gang can decide what to do.
Protect the environment, or I'll fucking kill you. Actually, that's a planet with a 90s thing.
Okay, this doesn't make... This thing
was it?
Doesn't...
Huh. Go ahead.
It started in 1990 and ended in 1996.
I can tell you that it's definitely the most 80s, 90s cartoon I've ever seen, then.
Not just that, the actual...
It's kind of like Saved by the Bell.
Okay,
the actual animation quality makes it look like it's from the 80s.
Yeah.
I'm not
it came out in the early 90s, so we could chalk it up as a product of the late 80s, kind of.
Not the early 90s, literally on 1990.
Go ahead, Tay. What is it?
What Bentley did said before about modifying Sly and Kane, to create these, the two grappling things for icy walls. That, in hindsight, that makes no fucking sense because the cane has been kind of being passed from the generations and just modified from there, and Sly is never gonna use this thing ever again for this purpose. So, oops, I guess.
Huh.
Oh, a bear's ass.
Canada.
He's putting out a slight radio signature.
That's suspicious.
Also, this is the hub that, so the episode that has the more Spyro-esque music for some reason. I guess Peter McCollum felt quirky that day. But no, again, future games will showcase about the fact that the cane has been like a one instrument that has been only modified through the ages, and Sly is having the perfect version, even though it doesn't really make much sense. And Fusing Time will retcon that even further. It's kind of a mess.
But no, that's the thing. Okay, I remember watching Captain Planet as a kid, and I swear to you, if you're familiar with 80s cartoons as I am, you'll notice that the overall art style and animation looks so 80s. You can tell that it was. You can tell the production started in the 80s.
It was a love letter, maybe.
Nah, it was a bit too early to do some kind of throwback to.
Okay, so it was more like a Dear John letter. Yes, Bentley, we get it.
I'm wondering if this is supposed to be taking the piss out of PSAs now that
Did the Canadian government actually help founding this game partially, and they asked this in return?
Maybe.
Depends, I guess.
Honestly, before this game, I didn't even thought that Canada had a potential problem with deforestation. Usually that kind of thing happened in South Africa. Sorry, South America, my bad.
I guess.
Whatever.
But
also, for some reason, there are buzzsaws on the roof.
Buzzsaws on top of the house?
I have no idea, Jova. I have no idea. And keep in mind, they don't really have a practical purpose even for the story. You don't have to pass through here for like one of the missions or something. You say, oh, it's like a particular arena that you had to beat books on it. No, not really.
Unless you're an evil scientist, I see absolutely no reason to have saw
and
blades.
Bison is not exactly smart.
I'm guessing that's this house's security system.
I guess.
Well, you know, buzzsaws are a good way to keep someone out.
Alright, next up instead is the lighthouse, as Bentley mentioned, because it seems that he might have inside what Arpeggio is looking for, and the gang has to decide what to do, because we need to be, fast enough before his arrival. Also, he just mashes someone's toilet.
Alright.
Okay, whatever the hell this is.
That's the battery charger, but where's the battery Arpeggio's coming to pick up?
Oh, it's up? I don't know. The front door is literally locked with a chair. Okay, this one is a bit tricky to snap. Yeah, nope.
No.
There we go. Nailed it.
Just looking at that spinner.
Nailed it.
Might as well get a shot of old Jean Bison.
Well, why not? Come on.
Oh, Sly, listen in. He's mumbling to himself.
Okay.
Come on, got it. Those lumberjack games need some more competition, eh? What would attract the participants? Bullseye! I'll post the Clockwerk talons as a trophy. That should bring.
Of course.
Although, who am I kidding, eh? I'm gonna win just like every other year. Oh, it's tough being this tough. It sure is, yeah.
Okay.
Head back to the safe house. We need to talk about these lumberjack games.
Yeah, apparently this portion of Canada is its equivalent of the Olympics.
Well, guys, Jean Bison has unknowingly thrown down the gauntlet. With the Clockwerk talons as a trophy, we'd be fools not to participate in his lumberjack games. Fortunately, due to frequent avalanches, a log chopping guide was frozen in a wall of ice not far from our position.
How convenient.
Sly, you're in charge of acquiring the book. I'm sure it will prove invaluable. Now, we're all aware that Arpeggio's blimp is coming to pick up another battery. To sneak aboard without incident, I'd recommend we pull a Trojan horse and stow away inside the battery.
Bentley, I'm sure we're gonna be some residual acid that's not gonna be good for you.
We need some
But whatever.
information.
It's fine.
So, working together, you two will infiltrate the
It'll wash
Musketeers'
off.
secret RC combat club. Those guys all work in the lighthouse. If you win the battle, I'm sure they'll talk. Despite his antique mind, Jean Bison's no fool. To keep tabs on him, we'll need to bug his house, steal the radio tags off local bears, and then jerry-rig them into a sensor array. It's a challenging set of tasks, and that blimp's on its way. Let's get to work.
Yep, there's actually a lot to do this time. First thing first, let's get the transceivers from the local bears.
Wild bears in the area have been tagged If you can snag enough of them, we should be able to set up a receiver array around Jean Bison's house.
I'm always up for bugging someone's home.
That's too private. Like,
I'm on it.
it's funny because sorry, my country tends to do that, the kind of the same thing. To bears, we're not super, we're not a super popular species like say in America, but we are present in the mountain areas, so we need to be tagged with these radio collars. The problem is that in recent times, some specimens has decided to become smart and actually managed to remove every attempt that people have tried to put the radio tag on them. Like, I have no idea how we managed to pull it off. Anyway, what you need to do is to avoid stepping on the ice, and when they open their mouth, get the radio transmitter, which apparently is in the shape of a tooth.
With that initial statement and the timing, it sounded like you were going to say something about bugging people's houses rather than the pets.
No, thankfully no. Well, at least I hope so.
Huh.
There we go. Is there any kind of bear population in the UK, Thieves?
Not that I know of.
Okay, so it's more of an exotic animal perspective.
I'm not exactly.
If we do have any, they're not very common.
I don't think there are bears in my country.
Oh, we have bears all over the place in America.
Obviously.
Well, yeah, no, that's well known. Like in my country, however, no, I don't think we have any.
Really?
Nah.
I guess there might be a bit more in Spain potentially, but because there's a more actual mountain area there. But I don't know.
We don't have that many mountain areas over here, so yeah,
No.
it probably is tied to that.
Okay, this mission actually can screw you over a bit near the end because there's a particular jump you have to make, and the timing, to press the circle button is a bit tight, so you can potentially end up, fucking yourself over and actually stepping on the ice. There we go.
Only you could have pulled that off.
Ha!
Well, literally.
Don't you get it though? It's like only you can prevent forest fires.
No, it's more like pulled off because it literally pulled off.
No, two. It's literally a reference to the Smokey Bear PSAs.
Oh, okay.
No, we don't have any apparently.
Okay. Well, I guess it makes sense. The UK doesn't have that many mountain areas.
We did have them, but not anymore.
Oh, extermination.
Although we have got a lot of mountains.
And I guess in this case now a lot of carpets.
Seems easy enough.
Huh.
Moving on.
Yeah. Also, apparently there's a frozen mammoth there. What is this? The Atlantis? A pre-video game adaptation?
Maybe.
Not even kidding. Like you were mentioning about video game adaptation diverging in the Toy Story 2 video game. There's a level in the Atlantis official video game that is basically a frozen cave, and the climax is that Milo has to thwart a mammoth from the ice, and Ben has to run away from it because it's chasing him.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, the Atlantis game was the end of the Virgin era of Disney games.
I think so.
He was even the last one to have the clips.
Yeah, didn't Treasure Planet actually had them?
It did, yeah.
It did. Well, yeah, but that came before though.
No.
Atlantis was before that.
Oh wait, Treasure Planet was after, wasn't it? Oh yeah, you're right.
Treasure Planet was on the PS2 as well.
Sure.
But yeah, it was still like one of the last ones.
I know it came. I know they came one after the other. I know that at least. I'll have to look it up. Ugh.
There we go. Now again, you have to put these on pretty much the entirety of a map. So if you haven't got all the bottles, this would be also a good exercise to make you acquainted with the actual map. That's pretty cool. Oh.
Mm.
How encouraging. Oh, that's charming.
Huh.
Again, Joe, it's a good thing they don't have the implications about what's an anthropomorphic species of animal and instead a more animalistic one, considering what John Bison just said.
Yeah, I mean, granted, I forget, do we ever have any humanoid badgers later show up in the series?
Not that I know. And I can tell you this, in the first major episode of Slime 3, there's a character that actually murders a bunch of fishes in an aquarium, so there's that as well.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, another thing I forgot if I did mention, but probably also in order to recycle, to make sure things are a bit easier. Aside from obviously the first episode, which is the only one that Dimitri has, every other villain that has 2 episodes has the same mooks for both episodes. They don't really have an additional mook. That makes sense, and honestly, it's fine. Again, it gives a bit more consistency to it. Have you actually been to Canada, Jova? I don't think I ever asked.
Oh, yes, on several occasions.
Is it as cold as everyone said? I can imagine, but like how much?
Depends on the time of season you go there, but yeah, the farther up north you get, the colder it can get. Especially in the more high altitude areas.
Obviously. Get away.
Does Canada actually feel any different than the US in ways other than how they're running that?
Well, different currency.
For example, it's still technically dollar, but it's actually
Canadian dollars.
Canadian dollars. Yeah, and there's a difference in inflation.
Aside from that, some French or British-speaking folk, but I mean, it doesn't feel too different than the U.S. if that's what you're wondering.
Yeah. Well, mainly because Canada in a way kind of operates somewhat like Britain, except in some cases.
Well, they were part of ex-colonies that, rather than just being properly attached to either France or instead the UK, were instead a pastiche. So when they actually formed, they became their own thing.
Pretty much.
Although the Queen is still a monarch over it.
Alright, I need to literally get on top of the cabin for this one. It's not super easy because not every surface of the cabin is actually, climbable.
Nice work. The array's up and running.
There we go.
Voila!
Alright, next up, if I recall correctly, I need to get something for Murray in order for him to participate in the RC car contest that the Moose Guards wants. So let's get inside.
Here we go.
Oh yeah, I need to warn you. For some reason, probably my got to fucking up. For the entirety of this particular mission, the audio slightly glitches. So I don't know. I don't really know what happened. I'm sorry. It just, it just happened.
Unfortunately, it's frozen deep in an ice wall.
How are we supposed to get to it? Wait for more global warming?
Well, that shouldn't take long, Zai.
It's used to cut through petrified logs. If it could be bounced out that window, with your help.
Oh, actually, no. This is the mission to get the lumberjack guide. That's for later, the thing from Murray.
Redirect that thing.
There should be a switch on the other side of this wall. Throw it and then head outside.
Alright. Basically, get on the other side of the place in order to open the window and then starts playing a game of laser mirror. Basically, laser mirror puzzle. Classic stuff. Yeah, I really don't know what happened because it was literally just for the mission and then it reset back to normal. I don't know. And it's not like, again, it's another type of recue curse, but it's again a new type of glitch altogether. I guess I should be proud to have found it. I don't know. I don't really care. Also, as you can imagine, if you get spotted by the guard, it's the mission instantly fails, so you cannot allow yourself to, dilly-dally too much. You need to actually stay away from their vision. You can actually deal with them, if I recall correctly. You can actually basically kill them. As long as you don't get spotted, you're good to go. There you go, like this. But there's that. And here, there's also the save of the episode. Okay. There we go. Like, please. Okay, this power-up is actually pretty useful. Is the electric, power-up to the baton, but done for the spinning move, meaning that you can deal with multiple enemies at once and insta-kill them. As a trade-off, obviously, it does consume more of a stamina meter. There you go. Lightning spin. Between this electric, ouch.
So what are your favorite power-ups overall to use in this game, Tio?
In this game in particular, well, the lightning, obviously, because again, it's only one kill that allows us to, do crowd control. But it's not super powered up, so it still allows a degree of challenge. And a smoke bomb, obviously, because it's a must-have because it's the perfect tool for escaping the situation. Other than that, and I guess the music box, because it allows instead for the guards to, like I said, fall asleep while distracting them. So it is also, again, those are the more useful tools in my opinion. You still get something similar to the previous game, like say the invisibility, but again, I never found a real practical use, at least for the majority of the game, so I'm sticking with some basics. Alright, now it's time to actually diverge it properly. Let me get up.
Yeah, it's interesting. Out of the IPs around, out of all the Sony IPs that started with the PS2, at least all the ones that are kid friendly. The only one of them to survive to this day is Ratchet and
Clank. Yes.
Shame about that.
The beam to a new position. That log chopping book is as good as ours.
Alright, you don't think this could be actually easy because it's just a matter of pull the crystal, then redirect the laser towards the ice, but no, apparently putting the crystal moves the laser to whatever the fuck it wants, so it's a game, again, it's a game of follow the laser and then continue to redirect it until you get it to the right place. Again, it's similar to a classic Zelda style mirror light type of puzzle. It's just that it's literally gonna be all over the place.
It makes some sense given how light refraction works as well.
True, I guess. But considering, isn't it dependent on the surface of that is reflecting? In this case, like a crystal. So just by adjusting it, it should adjust the direction upon which the light is reflected.
Actually, it depends on the surface of the object of which you're refracting light off of, but also the angle at which you are doing it.
What happened literally just now. It's similar to sorry, go on.
The reason here is because of how Sly placed it, and basically given how, the reflective material has all of its own reflective properties within here and there, the angle of which the light is refracted, well, it had to go that way. Simply turning it wouldn't have done as much good unless you had, another object right there and then to do things here and there. And I guess the way the Cooper gang want to do it is essentially have it be as direct as possible.
As safe as possible, yeah, as well. Also, as you can imagine, don't get hit by the laser because it does a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Oop. Alright, let's see where it leads this time. There, fine. The problem is that again the laser points towards areas that are at least have a guard up. So it's always best if you clean up the area before placing the next crystal because you might get interrupted. And in this game, unlike the next couple of ones, in this game the alarm is a bit less generous, not a lot, but it's still a bit less generous, meaning that if you trigger it accidentally, you will need to clean up the area or actually escape by a long shot before actually, having the alarm disappear. It's not as bad as Jack 2, but it's it compared to the rest of its own franchise. There we go, get back here. There you go.
Oh,
that's gonna hurt. Yeah. Of course, also eagles.
Wow. This is an amazing laser light show going on all over the place.
I know, right? And the guards are not batting an eye. I guess they're just too busy to actually see what the fuck is going on. Like,
probably.
At what it's like a pantomime. At what point the obvious start to become, unnoticeable?
They must be really run into the ground with work ideas. Sure, what you're saying if one runs into one of those lasers.
Really? I need to place another crystal at the last point? Fine. There is your fucking crystal.
Stand clear, Sly.
Oh shit.
Something else is coming out of the deep
Oh,
freeze.
bye.
I've never seen a majestic creature. So full of life, ready to live.
Oh.
So much for that. He's back in the deep freeze.
Oops. Yeah, you think we will have to fight the mammoth or nothing or something, but no, it just literally runs into the frozen water.
We got the log chopping guide.
Huh.
Alright, next up I think is the mission where you need to get the moose head for Murray. Yes.
Rumor has it that several off-duty guards meet in that cabin for an RC combat club.
This is going to be great. I haven't been in any RC combat since that job we pulled in Istanbul.
You'll think it might be ridiculous, but RC racing and RC combat is serious business. Japan will tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
Made an entire anime series, and the mini games in the Yakuza games show that it's really serious business.
I mean, a lot of countries have, very serious business stuff. Like around here, it's football.
And in Canada, instead, it's hockey. Just to be in tune.
Portugal, I guess it's also
Yeah, actually,
football.
well,
Yes,
I
it's
forgot
also
if we ever
football.
asked.
Yes.
Yeah, also football. Makes sense.
We don't have our own very own national sport.
And for Wales, it's rugby.
For America, it's
Is that true?
baseball
Is that true, Siri?
and basketball to a lesser
that true?
extent.
The more popular sport in your
The more
country.
seriously taken sport, is that rugby in your case?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Football being a close second.
Mary, are you okay? Okay then, moving on. Go on, sorry.
No, I was just saying, if I remember correctly, Joe, for America, it's baseball and basketball, right?
We also really like football over here too.
Oh, I'm sure you do. I'm just saying, what are the top ones? The ones that, when people think sports in America, the first one that comes to mind is, I'm guessing, either baseball or basket.
Actually, it's basketball and football.
Oh yeah, American football. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Madden is a testament of the fact that yes, American football is still a popular thing. But to be fair, maybe it's also technically a stereotype because when it comes to full representation in a fictional media that is mentioned, usually America gets usually the baseball rather than the actual American football. I wonder if it's just for convenience sake.
Oh, baseball's also a big factor here too. It's really hard to gauge which is the best, but I'd say this: basketball, football, and baseball are at the very least on something of equal standing here.
If there's one thing that I learned by what media paints as baseball in America is that the team of Red Sox really sucks.
I actually learned most of the rules of baseball that I know. I learned from reading and watching Peanuts specials. So, because Charlie Brown and his friends have a team in that series. So,
I remember that. Oh shit! Oh, are you kidding me?
Had either
Sorry, go on.
baseball or American football matches over here, like special one-off things.
Yeah. Actually, the interesting thing is, around here in Britain, they broadcast the Super Bowl on our biggest free-to-air TV channel, the BBC.
Mm-hmm.
So theoretically, if anyone's willing to stay up late at night, the Super Bowl has access to the highest possible audience here in Britain.
Well, given
Really there's a market for it then if it's being shown there.
Yeah, given the ratings, it seems like it's a resounding success over there too.
To be honest, I'm surprised the BBC can afford it.
Oh, why?
Well, they're a public service broadcaster, i.e., they're paid by the British taxpayer.
Mm-hmm.
So and considering they've had a lot of budget cuts recently, I'm surprised they're able to afford it.
I guess they consider the Super Bowl one of those events big
To
enough
prioritize it, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I mean, I think I mentioned this in the past, Jova, but in my country, aside from the obvious football / soccer, the sport that is surprisingly more popular is volleyball, of all things. That's probably also because of the popularity of an anime. I forgot what's the official English name. In my country, it's called Milan Shiro, and it's about volleyball. And it was so extremely popular that it actively encourages the youth to actually partake in volleyball.
Most of the time,
People actually love it. Sorry, go on.
Most of the time, I will, of course, sports is cool because exercise and all that stuff. However, there's one sport I will never understand the appeal of is dodgeball. Like, what is the appeal of intentionally harming yourself and other people?
Get hit.
Like,
Misery, Pedro. Other people's misery.
And
Learning how to dodge.
But that's
how to dodge good.
I'm not even kidding you guys.
And frequently.
I'm not even kidding you guys. True story here. Like, it came to a point for me personally where I literally turned to my PE teacher, physical education for those who don't know, and asked, "So why do we play dodgeball if all it accomplishes is hurting ourselves?" Exactly, and well, it's in the program. He's like, and I actually did say, actually, I don't want to do that because this is harmful and I don't understand what the fuck is the point of this. And I actually got called to the principal's office because of no, it's just stupid. It's stupid. It's just stupid.
Thinking differently.
Well,
How dare you challenge the system?
But it's stupid.
No, it is stupid, and I was never allowed to play it.
Hey, yes, Jova. Sorry.
I had fun.
I mean, honestly, I don't think there's no... Okay, I can get being against dodgeball, but I wouldn't really call it dumb or something. If people enjoy it, let them enjoy it.
Oh, well, if people... I never said people aren't allowed to enjoy it. I just said that I think it's dumb. I mean, if you like it, good for you. I mean...
Anyway, the controls of the RC drone car are actually pretty smooth. They're actually a bit similar to the one of the van of the first game. They're a bit bouncy, but they work just fine, actually. And the challenge is pretty easy on your own.
Let me put it this way, Jova. I'm against forcing kids on school to play it. That's the basic problem. If kids like playing it on their own, that's fine. But forcing kids against their will to do something that physically hurts them, that will never be okay with on my eyes. Sorry.
But I ain't got no money.
I mean, the beep test exists specifically to hurt people.
Well, and guess what, Shuri? I don't like that either. So
I don't know what they call it in America, but you know exactly what I'm talking about.
You mean the pacer test?
Yeah. Fuck that.
Because
heaven.
Well, because, kids gotta stay in shape and all that.
I mean, I don't really like seeing two classmates passing out, but sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. Whereas with dodgeball, and what's funny? I never actually did experience dodgeball in, any of my schools. Oh, sure, we did similar stuff here.
You're lucky, then.
But that was more like, soft foam balls, where, if you got tagged with it, I mean, sure, kids could strike it hard, but it didn't really hurt as much.
Anyway, see you for the next part where they dismantle the rest of Jean Bison operation. See ya.
See ya.